Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So just an hour ago, I got a notification from Kickstarter about this game that I backed a few months ago. And it's called Tales from Beyond the Realm, Hazel. Now I won't go into too much spoilers, but I just want to let you know that this is not tentacle hentai porn, at least I don't think so. But I can see how some of you would react. Okay, I'm about to play this game and there's tentacles in the background and what appears to be an anime girl, but no. So this character here is Hazel, and the premise of the story is you're trapped in this dungeon and there are these two other women there. One of them's a prisoner, one of them's your interrogator, and somehow in the story you die, but and that's what confuses me, because apparently there's endings where you can live and endings where you can die, but they say outright, okay, you die, but I don't know, maybe I misread that part, but I know that you can die in one of the endings. So anyways, I thought it'd be fun just to play this, so let's get started. Now, I want to be clear, this is the censored version, because you know how Steam is with, not Steam, you know how YouTube is for their stuff. You know, they love going censor happy. Darkness envelops everything. It's always been this way in the Underrealm. The vast, empty void that I reside in and rule over is where all souls end up after they die. The gods have Elysium and Inferno, but regular mortals just have the Underrealm. And yet, few mortals acknowledge its existence at all. Those that do can only speculate, is it an alternate universe, a different dimension? Perhaps I'd be inclined to give them a hint if they referred to me as something other than the nameless god. Then again, a little mystery can be appealing. The moniker does have a certain charm to it, no? They say that I hold the dead hostage in my infinite tentacles, one for each soul that I hold them in a sort of limbo until I decide what to do with them, and that, on rare occasions, mortals have been able to escape the Underrealm. Okay, so that's what the tentacles are for. Okay, thank God that's not hentai. If you're into that tentacle porn stuff, alright, not gonna judge you, just leave me out of it. They have no proof of that, they have no proof of that, of course, only their legends. Mortals can be funny creatures, but I suppose that is what amuses me about them. Who's this? The individual that currently holds my interest is a beautiful young woman with raven hair. Nameless god. Now, why have you come here? What happened to you? Is that Hazel? Image tentacles, Hazel, body naked, not found. Okay, yeah, because we're on the censored version here, so you know, they haven't added all that stuff in because they've released the game, but they're going to be releasing the uncensored version later. But you know, so this right here, you're not going to be seeing any naked stuff. The woman doesn't respond, but that is no surprise. She is dead, after all. She is dead after all, and the dead don't typically speak. You are but one of many that pass through my grasp. I see hundreds, thousands of individuals just like you in the blink of an eye. Humans, elves, orcs, it makes no difference to me. Dead is dead, and the dead belong to me. But you have my attention, young one. I sense that your story is peculiar, and I would like to know more. You shouldn't consider yourself special, of course. I have all of eternity. It's only natural for me to pass the time learning about my guests. I tighten my grip around, maybe it is tentacle porn going on here. I tighten my grip around her body and memories start flooding into my mind. Everything from her mundane routines to her dark secrets are now mine to gradually access. But that is not where my abilities stop. I can see beyond her even, into the lives of the people tangentially related to her story. And that's where I decided to start. Year 700. In a prison somewhere in Aravon, two guards are talking at animatedly, sorry. Is that warrior of light coming today? The one from Lothar? How am I supposed to know? It's not like they give me more information than they give you. And why don't you ever use their proper title? Paladin. They are called paladins. I don't care what they are called. I just want them to hurry up and get here so they can deal with the witch. Just being around her puts me on edge. Ah, so you were a witch, young one. That explains a few things. These Empire guards are afraid. Their fear is so palpable that I can almost taste it. You're worried about the witch? She can't even do anything without her magic. It's the assassin you have to worry about. She's the real nasty one. So the paladin and the assassins, they're actually both romance options in this, but I don't know much about them other than that. Bah, I can defend myself from an assassin. Dark magic though, there's nothing a normal soldier like you or me can do against that. Sure, but like I said, she's harmless right now, and it's not like we have any proof that she's ever harmed anyone in the first place. Our assassin, on the other hand, has quite the kill count. Hold up, back up. Did you suggest that the witch might be innocent? I didn't say that. I simply... She's a witch. She uses dark magic. That makes her evil. Ah, yes, evil. A simple word, but a surprisingly harmful one. I've seen it used so many times by those in power to label their enemies. The word strips away humanity and keeps the righteous from questioning their cause. I just noticed that their logo is on their shirt. Is that meant to be Gryffindor from the Harry Potter series? That obviously not, you know, but that'd be copyright, but I just found that funny. I think it's not a griffin, so... Or a lion. What is the... I don't even remember what... I know Salazar Slytherin's a snake, Ravenclaw is a raven, Hufflepuff is a badger. Is Gryffindor a griffin or a lion? It's something. I don't know. It's quite useful claiming something is evil when you don't want it to spread. I wonder, perhaps even freedom is considered evil in the Empire's current state, not that there is much left of it. I hope they are both executed. That's the least they deserve for what they've done. Those two prisoners aren't women, they're monsters. Agreed, but whether the prisoners are executed or not, they'll be docile enough once the paladin gets through with them. You'll see, the wolves will turn into sheep. Or maybe the paladin's not the romance option, is it? I'm pretty sure it's a... I know what they look like, I'll know them when I see them. Sorry, I missed that part, I hope so. A brief silence falls between the two for a moment before the first guard speaks up again. Splitting the Empire was a mistake. We are weaker than ever, and now all manner of creatures have banded together to cause us trouble. This wouldn't have happened in the old Empire. Bullshit. The Empire always had its fair share of problems. Take the witches for example. They have always been witches in the unforgiving swamps. You need to study our history more. Since the split of the Empire, factions once relegated to the shadows have regained power. Those factions include bandits, vampires, and of course, witches. Grimoire, being one of the largest city-states with a widespread region of influence, has been methodically hunting down the witches and any other practitioners of dark magics within its bounds. Dark magic within its bounds, sorry, not dark magics. And on the off chance they do manage to capture a witch alive, it's protocol for the paladin to come interrogate her. Alright, this is so far so good. I'm enjoying this story. Is that how you died, young one? During one of these interrogations, trying to protect your witch sisters? It would not be an uncommon fate for your kind. Sometimes I feel that there is more behind your premature death. Oh no, somehow, sorry, not sometimes. Let's keep going, shall we? Ah, darkness. I feel at home. You don't feel the same though, do you, young one? Your cage is quite different from mine. Psst, hey. The young woman stirs ever so slightly upon hearing this newcomer's voice. Nameless God. There you are. So that's Hazel, the main character. Everything is coming into focus now. You certainly weren't hiding the fact that you were a witch. All it takes is one look at your outfit to understand that. No one would dress like that otherwise. Alright, so that's one of the romance options there. I'm pretty sure she's the assassin. Hazel, that's your name, right? So your name is Hazel? I think it suits you. Yeah, it's Hazel. Don't know what the other one is. No. Hazel's the main character. I don't know what her name is though. Or the other one. I know she's a blonde. The other romance options. And I'm pretty sure she's a paladin, but have to wait and see if my memory's all that good. And who is this other fine lady? She must be the assassin the guards were talking about. Haha, I see you were in good company. Ugh, my head. Finally, you are awake, Sasha. I'm Sasha, by the way. Pleased to meet ya. Hazel rubs at her eyes as if she's just awakened from a long dream. A dream that is about to turn into a nightmare. How are you feeling? Probably pretty lousy, huh? The guards around here aren't exactly known for treating their prisoners kindly. Hazel's headache flares as Sasha continues talking. You are not insane, right? Not that it's like I'm in a position to complain. And any company is better than no company, but Hazel can't help but think that if she isn't already insane, Sasha's incessant voice will get her to that state shortly. Would you stop, please? Huh? Oh, sorry. People say I talk too much and whoops, there I go. Sorry about that. Hazel takes a look around in an attempt to figure out where she is, but it's futile. She's never been here before. The only thing it has in common with the places she knows is the humidity and the smell of mold. We're not in the unforgiving swamps? Pretty sure the answer to that question is no, even with the word unforgiving in their name. I'm sure the swamps are a paradise compared to this place. Oh, hold on. If you're asking about the unforgiving swamps, that means you're a witch, right? And that means you can teleport us out of here. Joking, friendly, romance. Let me just like say, because I got all these saves here. What should I say? Well, I don't want to say romance until I say the other romance person, like, cause I don't even. Because the thing about this game is they try to trick you. Okay, it's like, who can you trust? So, you know, I'm just gonna be a bit forceful here because I know what's going on. I don't know. I can't trust her or the other paladin romance. Like, I want to know what's their deal. They have to earn it. I'm not just gonna flirt randomly. Seriously? I had to mention the swamps for you to put it together. You didn't notice the way I'm dressed? You're not all that bright, are you? Ouch. Sasha looks at Hazel and shrugs, unfazed by Hazel's offensive tone. I don't like to make assumptions. It's always possible that you just had a weird sense of fashion. Besides, I dress like that too sometimes, in dark clothes. I mean, it makes hiding in shadows way easier. I guess I see your point. But yes, I'm a witch. Hazel stands up in her cage. It's tall enough for there to be enough room for her to do so comfortably. Sasha is in an identical one, a short distance away, but firm metal bars prevent the two from reaching each other. The cages aren't going to be a problem, are they? You can still teleport us away, right? Please don't tell me I need to be standing beside you for you to take me with you. No. Oh, thank God. For a moment I was scared that... You don't understand. I can't teleport us out of here. Really? I'm not lying. I really can't. Shit. Well, if you can't take me with you, could you at least send me some kind of rescue party once you're free? I know it's a lot to ask, but you seem like a nice and trustworthy person, and you are kind of my only hope of getting out of here. Hazel remains silent as she looks Sasha over from head to toe, trying to figure out who this person standing before her really is. It's not like you'd be doing it for free. I know I don't look it, but I have money. A lot of money. I'm not interested in money. Oh, well maybe I could repay you in some other way then. Sasha adjusts her arms so that oh, here it goes. So that they press her breasts together suggestively. It isn't subtle at all. Hazel barely manages to hold back a laugh. Be gone, Fort. Get out of here. Still, as terrible as Sasha's attempt at flirting is, Hazel can't help but humor a number of dirty thoughts that cross her mind. Sasha is beautiful, and even though they've only just met, Hazel can't completely deny a certain carnal attraction to the woman. Sasha's long black hair, dark eyes, and smooth tanned skin are all features that Hazel had subconsciously noted before Sasha tried to put the idea in her head. Now isn't the time to be thinking about that, though. And after a moment, Hazel clears her throat and refocuses. The problem isn't teleporting the two of us. The problem is teleporting in the first place. That's not something I can actually do. What? The look of disappointment on Sasha's face is almost comical. If you can disregard the terrible situation they're in. But that can't be right. I thought all witches could teleport and we also fly around the sky on brooms. Oh, and we're all old and ugly. Sasha looks at Hazel and smirks. Well, that last part is definitely not true. Look at you. Hazel's face flushes a lovely shade of red. She closes her eyes for a moment and coughs in an attempt to regain her composure. All I'm getting at is that not everything you hear about us is true. A lot of it is stuff people make up to make us sound as villainous as possible. Perhaps some of the most powerful witches can teleport, but I surely can't. Careful, Hazel. You're giving up more information than you realize. It's surprising to see you open up so much to a stranger. Witches should be all about living in secrecy, hiding away from the world that hates them. And yet, you just admitted your kind are not all powerful. Is it because you liked the way Sasha was flirting with you? Damn, I guess I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. Wait, escaping or getting information out of her? Oh, pretty sure. Escaping, okay. Sasha sighs, lowering her gaze to the ground in a defeated manner. What's going to happen to us, Hazel? I don't know. So what the hell are you asking me? You're the one that's been awake in this cage longer. The two of them sink into an uncomfortable silence for a moment before Hazel breaks it with a question. What about you? Huh? Well, you know a little more about me now. I think it's fair I get something in exchange. Right now I only know your name. Good, that's better. For a moment I was worried that obliviousness was what killed you. So why are you here? You obviously aren't a witch like me. Me? Oh, I'm just a simple thief. This is all a terrible mistake. A simple thief? Here, in a place like this? Somehow, I doubt that. I'm serious. They've got the wrong person. I'm totally harmless. Throwing me in a prison like this for the minor crimes I committed is just wrong. The guards don't even listen to me when I try to tell them that, though. Maybe because you are not that good of an actress? Come on, what's the point of lying to me? Just tell me the truth, will you? I'd rather not. Okay. What if we try them jokingly? What if we go, Sasha tilts her head curiously. What is it? Oh, nothing. I was just wondering what you'd look like with a horse's head. What the? Went down from 50 to a negative. Oh, okay. Certain choices will change other people's feelings towards you. The range of values goes from worst to best. Terrible, bad, negative, neutral, positive, good, excellent. The relationship value of each character will influence the story and the endings you get, so be careful. What? I should have... nah, never mind. Because I was thinking, like, forceful would be more... I'd lose more points, right? I may not be able to teleport, but that doesn't mean I can't do other magic tricks. Hazel is lying about that, of course. Something about this place has completely drained her of her usual magic. Hold on, let's not be hasty. No need to amuse yourself with weird magic tricks if I talk, right? I suppose. So we got the truth here. Yeah, the truth is, I'm an assassin. You? Yep, that's why I'm imprisoned here. Hazel has trouble believing it. That this slender, cute, and completely harmless looking young woman could be an assassin. That you shouldn't be fooled by a thought. Or thoughts, they can be trouble. A thought can be an assassin. Just like she is. There is a natural lull in the conversation as Hazel wonders if what Sasha said could really be true. She'd see for herself soon enough. Behind that pretty face, a deadly assassin was indeed hiding. Sasha suddenly lifts her head and turns her attention towards the door. Seconds later, a guard opens it and descends the short flight of stairs into the room with an obnoxiously sharp whistle. He carries a couple of bowls over the Hazel's and Sasha's cages. Here comes your daily slop, piggies. Not that either of you actually deserve to be fed. Why we waste our time coddling you instead of letting you rot is beyond me. He practically drops the bowl on the floor in front of Hazel's cage, causing a good portion of the soup, if it can even be called soup, to slosh over the side. Hazel thinks that if she'd been stuck here longer, the loss of that bit of food would have sunk her morale. This thought is supported by the fact that Sasha's glare darkens as he does the same to her bowl. It may have smelled terrible, but any substance one could get in this place was bound to be precious. His job done, the guard turns his back to his prisoners and heads towards the door. Wait. The guard lets out an overly dramatic and annoyed sigh as he turns back towards her. What? I can't eat it. What do you mean you can't eat it? You have a mouth. Just eat it. You don't understand. The bowl is too big. It won't pass through the cage's metal bars. How stupid do you think I am? The bowl is the same size it's always been, and the gap between the bars didn't suddenly grow smaller. Please, there's been some sort of mix-up. Just look at it for 1 second and you'll see that I'm telling the truth. Sasha's acting is so convincing this time that it causes Hazel to take another look at her fellow prisoner's bowl. It is an act, right? The bowl looks exactly the same as her own. The contrast between this act and the one Sasha had tried pulling earlier puts Hazel on edge. If you're pulling my leg, I'll... Oh, what? Wait, no, that's a spoon. What are you doing? I was like, wait, she's gonna kill... I was like, a knife? It's like, no, it's a spoon. It's like... And it's like a soupy substance, so why would you have a knife? As soon as the guy gets close enough, Sasha's hands whip between the bars at lightning speed and pull him against the cage door. Before he can process what's happened, her arms are tied around his neck, choking the life out of him. He reaches for his sword, but Sasha slips her legs through the bars next and wraps them around his arm and torso, forcing him to carry her weight on his back. It restricts his movement and leaves him helpless against her. Nice work, Sasha. You're what? The guard gasps for air as Sasha reasserts her hold over him. It's only now that Hazel notices that Sasha has a spoon in her right hand. Beat me until I'm a bloody mess again? Pin me down? Make good on all those threats about teaching me my place as a woman? You are the kind of scum that deserves to rot down here. Once she's sure she has him under her control, Sasha plunges the spoon into the guard's eye. That's what that red was. Nice work, Sasha. Hazel's eyes widen in horror as Sasha pulls the utensil out and stabs him again and again, over and over, in his throat and anywhere else that she can reach without loosening her hold too much. God, it's like, I don't know about any of you, but this is making me think about when John Wick kills a few guys with a pencil. My god, John Wick with a pencil versus Sasha with a spoon. Who would win? Seeing a man being choked to death is bad enough, but this level of brutality shakes Hazel to her core. This was the real Sasha, a true assassin through and through. An uncomfortable minute passes before the guard gurgles up blood for the last time and then goes quiet forever. Sasha digs around the guard's belt until she finds a set of keys and then lets his corpse drop to the ground. She's able to unlock the door to her cage from there. Hazel is too distracted to notice. Her eyes are fixed on the blood pooling under the guard. What a mess. I don't like blood. I never have. You don't like it either, do you, Hazel? When you kill someone with your magic, it's a clean job. Nothing like this. Despite the blood drenching the guard's corpse, Sasha has managed to remain surprisingly clean. Hazel isn't sure if she's glad or horrified by the fact, Hazel isn't sure if she's glad or horrified by the fact by the time she does get around to looking at Sasha. Is that like a typo or something, or am I misreading that? Holy shit! I would have preferred not showing you that side of me, but she doesn't finish her sentence. Yeah, you probably deserved it. If what you said was true, I can understand why you did it. Those kind of men are the worst. I admit that I didn't like watching him die, but I certainly won't be crying over the fact that he's gone. Yes, we're at the 55 now, we're heading up. Sasha nods quietly. I overheard him talking to one of the other guards. He actually bragged about forcing himself on some of the other female prisoners. Oh, well then, nah, F him, let him die. I think the only reason I was spared the same fate is because he didn't want to risk getting in a cage with an assassin. That's disgusting. Damn right it is. And now he won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. Sasha's words are low, almost as if she's about to cry. The moment she killed that man, a weight was lifted off her shoulders. Hazel stares for a moment before she remembers that there's no time to lose. Sasha, quickly, open my cage. We need to run now. Hazel's words trigger a reaction in Sasha. Quickly and expertly, she uses the key to open Hazel's cage. Then she grabs the guard's sword and rotates it in her hand a couple of times. She rotates it in her hand a couple of times. I keep pausing at the wrong times. Getting a sense of its weight and balance in the process. Hazel can tell the gesture isn't done just for show. Between this and the way Sasha killed the guard, Hazel determines that the assassin is not someone to be messed with and counts herself lucky that they are currently on the same side. What's the plan? I don't know. Like you, I woke up here after I was captured. I don't know anything about this place's layout or even where we actually are. Okay, just give me a moment. Silence fills the room as Hazel closes her eyes and tries to concentrate. Her mind tries to grasp at any details that might help them as Sasha looks around nervously. She's itching to say something, but Hazel puts a finger up to silence her instinctively. It's then that Hazel hears it, the sound of waves lapping against the stone. She opens her eyes. The sea. Waves. Don't you hear them? We must be close to the sea. No, I can't hear them. Are you sure? It's not very clear, and these walls are thick, but I think so. It was hard to hear any sort of sound coming from the outside. The room they were in was tall and only a minuscule window, very highly up, that let in a sad silver of sunlight. It did little to stave off the room's inherent darkness. Still, Hazel had to believe in what she'd heard, even if it turned out she was wrong in the end. It was hope. She had to grasp onto it. We are not fitting through that window if that's what you are thinking. Unless, of course, you have some kind of shrinking magic up your sleeve. That wouldn't help us get up there. While I appreciate that you seem to think I'm all powerful, I think we are better off trying our luck outside this room. Sasha sighs. I was afraid you'd say that. We have no way of knowing what's waiting for us on the other side of that door, though. Yeah, but we can't stay here. If someone comes and sees this mess, they'll have us both executed immediately. Not immediately. I'll be needing some answers first. Ah, yeah, there she is. What was her name? Alice or something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the other romance option. A tall woman, partially dressed in heavy armor, now stood in the doorway leading into the room, blocking their one proper escape route. She looks at the dead man on the floor, but she isn't shocked or surprised. There is something cold about her. Something terrifying. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this, like, because it's meant to be twists and turns, I thought that Sasha and Paladin girl here, I thought they were the same person, because look at the way their faces are shaped and the bust, you know, the bustiness. But like the hair is different than the eyes, but you could get contact lenses and dye your hair, so maybe, but I mean, it is possible, but I'm not too sure. Like I said, magic can create illusions, so that's obviously not true here, but I thought it'd be interesting to mention. Yeah. Hazel's eyes widen as Sasha runs past her and launches herself at the mysterious woman. Before her attack can connect, the woman raises her shield and uses it to knock Sasha's sword aside. Then, using the sword in her other hand, the woman hits Sasha on the head using the pommel of her sword. Sasha crumples to the ground instinctively and falls down the short set of stairs. She doesn't get up. Did you already kill her? What? Sasha! Hazel takes a step towards the assassin, but is immediately ordered to stop. Stay where you are. Hazel bites her bottom lip nervously. All she can do is watch in horror as the woman descends the steps to check Sasha's pulse. Did you kill her? Still alive. How unlucky for you. The woman turns her attention to Hazel. Now, are you going to get into your cage on your own, or do I need to knock some sense into you? Save this here. Like, obviously I can't get past her. There's no way I can get past her, so obviously I have to obey. If this woman could take someone like Sasha down that easily, what chance did Hazel have? If Hazel had been somewhere else, someplace that didn't inhibit her magic, she might have had a chance, but here she was helpless. I'll do as you ask, but please don't kill Sasha. Oh, okay, and that just got me to 60. Okay. Because it was really only the logical choice to do. You know, there's no way. Sasha's this assassin, gets knocked out by this paladin. How the hell was Hazel meant to beat her? Good. Wait. Kill her. Why would I? The woman's eyes follow Hazel's gaze towards the guard's corpse. Ah, that. The paladin walks over to the guard and looks down at him in disgust. She pauses for a moment and then spits on his corpse. Why did you do that? He deserved it. Hazel can't believe what she's seeing. What in Aravorn was going on? I was never able to get enough proof, but I've been told he was abusing our female prisoners. The way they looked at him whenever he passed their cells was enough to tell me it was true. I won't be shedding any tears over this piece of shit. His name and miserable existence will be forgotten, as it should be for all those who abuse their power in such a despicable way. Hazel's eyes narrow. She doesn't disagree, but she can't help but be angered by the hypocrisy. You don't think you abuse your power? You may not rape prisoners, but you and your kind do torture them. The woman turned her attention back towards Hazel. What we do is for a greater purpose. What he did was for his own self-interest. Hazel continues glaring at her. Sure. My name is Tori. Ah, it's Tori, it's not Alice, okay. My mistake. My name is Tori, by the way. I am a shield maiden of the Temple Order of Truth. Thought you were a paladin. Or is paladin another shield maiden? Is shield maiden another name for paladin? I don't know. Hazel wasn't someone who put her faith in the gods, but she'd heard about the Order of Truth before. If there was one god, or rather goddess, that she actually felt some kind of connection to, it was Iriju, the goddess of truth. It's rather ironic that these gods are the ones you mortals worship. I'm the one you face when you die, and yet almost nobody knows I even exist. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. I'm sorry to hear that, nameless god. I don't understand. The disciples of truth are monks. But oh, so she is a paladin. You're a paladin, aren't you? I mean, are you, Tori? Tell me. I have a cousin named Tori. I am. But before that, I was a disciple of truth. I eventually decided to move away from the temple at Mount Kronos and found my own order. Ah, okay. That bit of information shocks Hazel. Founding a Templar order was something only somebody powerful could do. If Tori was someone like that, why was she here? Surely they could have sent someone less important for a job like this. Why that stupid look from your face? Grimoire and a number of other cities from the former empire sought my aid regarding the matter of you witches. I promised them I'd take care of it, and I intend to keep my promise. Tomorrow you'll tell me everything you know. And what if I don't know anything or refuse? Ah, yeah, but I know nothing. We haven't even begun the interrogation yet, and you're already lying to me. Please, and look at how casually she's smiling. We haven't even begun the interrogation yet, and you're already lying to me. Please, and the next face is probably going to be a sinister look. I will get it out of you. Tori starts walking away from Hazel and starts heading towards Sasha's unconscious body. Wait! What now? I am tired after a long trip. All I want to do is take a hot bath and sleep. My magic, why doesn't it work anymore? Ha ha ha, you are dying to know, aren't you? I thought it said you're dying now. And I was like, what? Of course I am. At first, I thought it was just because I was weak, but now I know you did something to this place, or you did something to me. That was a scary thought that the one she'd held previous. That was a scarier thought than the one. Oh, I think it's meant to be that was a more scarier thought than the one she'd held previously. I think that's what it's meant to be. What if whatever Tori had done was permanent? I can't use my magic fully anymore. It'd be suicide to try and hold a witch without taking certain precautions. After a few of your kind managed to escape from our prison using magic, we came up with better ways to contain you. Or rather, I did. Hazel picked up a sense of pride in what Tori was saying. Despite that, Tori had still been smart enough to avoid telling Hazel telling Hazel exactly how she'd done it. Hazel wasn't going to get a proper answer to her question. Magic had always been Hazel's go-to method for dealing with problems, but there were still things she could do without it. It wouldn't hurt to try to be charming. I see. You must be quite the asset to Grimoire then. I can see why they put you in charge of this place, whatever this place is. Nice try, but I won't be telling you anything else. Information is power, and I refuse to give you any power. Tori lifts Sasha's unconscious form and carries her over to her cage. Her movements are surprisingly careful, which catches Hazel off guard. If anything, she would have expected Tori to spare the effort and drag Sasha into the cage. The unexpected decency makes Hazel question her current assessment of the paladin. I tried joking before. What if we go friendly? Thank you for being gentle with Sasha. Why do you care? You barely even know her. I don't really know why. I guess I just don't want to see her hurt. Your concern is misplaced. You saw what she did to that guard yourself. That kind of behavior isn't anything new to her. You may have deserved it, but Sasha is a very dangerous woman. You better keep that in mind. I will. This time, Tori doesn't reply to Hazel. She leaves the room carrying the dead body out of the room with ease. almost as if he didn't weigh anything at all. Now, Hazel, why are you looking at Tori that way as she goes up the stairs? Don't tell me that you've already been smitten with your own Inquisitor. That'd be very foolish. Of course, it'd be interesting as well. What an unexpected twist. I think I might be starting to like this story. So, Hazel, were you telling the truth when you said you didn't know anything, or was it all an act? I still don't quite understand why Tori considers you so important, but I am eager to find out. Ugh, my head. Welcome back to the world of the living. I honestly thought you were dead when Tori first knocked you out. Tori? Who's Tori? Ah, I see. The Paladin. Yeah, I remember now. Ugh, how could I have let her knock me out so easily? I'm a badass assassin. That shouldn't have happened. Sasha hangs her head. I'm so embarrassed. There. You are really bad at comforting people, aren't you? Hazel shrugs and Sasha responds with a long sigh. At least you tried. Sasha's attention is eventually drawn to the spot where the guard's corpse should have been. Wait, the guard I killed. Oh shit. I'm in trouble, aren't I? They're coming to execute me. Yes, that's it. It's over for me. Oh no. What if I try romance? Sasha, I won't let anything bad happen to you. I swear it. You mean that? I do. 60! Thank you, Hazel. Sasha rushes to the bars facing Hazel's cage, inadvertently pressing her body up against them in a way that made Hazel take special notice of how her breasts squished underneath them. Hazel tries not to stare too much, but it's hard for her not to pry her eyes away. Sasha had to be doing this on purpose, right? Or maybe she really was that oblivious. Hazel turns a bright shade of red as she tries to figure out which scenario is more likely. But how can you stop them? I don't know yet, but we should be okay for now. Tori didn't seem to care that you killed the guard. She said he deserved it. What? It's the truth. Oh, that's unexpected. It is. I'm not sure what kind of game she's playing, but she's different from anyone who has come after my kind before. At least in my experience. You are talking about the witch hunters, right? Hazel nods. I don't know how much you know about them, but I've heard stories, bad ones. From the look on your face, I can assume they are true. They are true. Tame, though. The reality of it was worse in most cases. When the witch hunters were first established, they were basically given permission to do anything they wanted, no matter how savage the act. That sort of freedom definitely went to the heads of the kind of groups that were made up of bandits, criminals, assassins. Hazel winces and then looks at Sasha after mentioning the word assassin. She clearly regrets her word choice. Sasha just smiles as if she didn't hear it. Sorry, no offense. None taken. Go on. My kind were a massive threat to the area around Grimoire. Ours and Lothar during those years, and the Empire's council was led by inept men. That combination resulted in them giving way too much power to the wrong people. Have you ever heard of Raven the Witch Hunter? No. Well, he was a terrible person. He had an innate hate for women, and the Empire's little crusade was the perfect excuse for him to satisfy his inner demons. Excuse me. I've heard all sorts of unsavory rumors about him. He might have even had some cannibalistic tendencies. Whoa! Anyway, maybe now you can see why I'm happy we got someone like Tori, all things considered. I do see. That being said, appearances can be deceiving, you're telling me. Sasha wears a smile on her face, and Hazel immediately catches the meaning behind her words. Touché, you are right, of course. After the stunt you pulled, I don't think I'll ever judge anyone by their outward appearance again. Good. It'd be bad if you failed to learn that lesson. It is pretty vital. Sasha's smile is beautiful. Hazel had thought so before, but now, with it radiating on full display, she can't remain indifferent to it. I like you, Hazel. I think we are going to be friends. Simple words, but ones that meant the world to Hazel nonetheless. Here, in this dark prison, it's comforting for her to know that she had something to keep her going. A friend. Huh. Someone she could trust. Hazel liked that. Excuse me. If I've learned one thing by peeking into people's past, it's that you can't really trust someone like Sasha. She's an assassin, after all. You might want to reconsider, Hazel. Then again, I guess it's too late for that now that you're dead. I wonder if these two things are related. Heh heh. You're not so bad yourself, Sasha. Now let's get some sleep. It's been a long day, and I'm tired. Really? I'm not tired at all. Then again, I was sort of knocked out for an extended period of time. I can barely close my eyes. Sasha. Oh, right. Sorry. I'll shut up now. I'll try to, at least. The night passes swiftly and without incident. However, at the break of dawn, the two girls are in for a rude awakening. Stand up. Sorry. Hazel is hoisted up by her knees by two guards under Tori's command. Hazel, what's going on? What do you think? Guards, follow me. Wait, where are you taking her? It wasn't exactly hard to guess. Sasha knew perfectly well where they were taking Hazel and what was going on, but she still couldn't stop herself from screaming after them. Hazel! Hazel, on the other hand, maintains her composure and looks back at Sasha. She smiles, but there is a sad resignation in her eyes. She's already accepted what is about to happen to her. She's led to another... Oh, no! God, no! They're gonna torture her. I mean, look at that chair over there. You've got spikes on the seat and in the back. And you got, I assume that mummy thing is meant to be, it's got the spikes inside. Don't know what the hell that mask above the door is meant to be for. She's led to another room, similar to the previous one, but without the cages. Instead, various torture tools are strewn about. Hazel shivers as she looks at them. Scary, aren't they? Hazel doesn't reply, but her eyes are now locked on Tori. She's trying to glean some understanding of the Paladin's intentions. Don't worry, Hazel. You didn't die from torture. I may not have reached the end of your story yet, but I am fairly certain of that. I can feel it in your soul. Tori waves her hand and the guards leave the room. Only her and Hazel in the room now. I have full authority in this place. You saw the way those guards acted, yes? They obeyed me without me having to use a single word. And do you know what happened when I told them about the dead guard the other day? The one your little friend Sasha killed? I just met her. I wouldn't call her a friend. Trying to protect Sasha, are we? That's sweet of you. I doubt that Tori buys it, though. Is that so? Well, it's none of my business what you do in your free time, but I will say this. She's your only option for anything resembling friendship in this place. Now, as I like as how her smile changes. She was like angry, now she's just smiling. Now, as I was saying, no one had anything to say when I said that the guard fell down the steps and hit his head, dying from the impact in the process. Sasha cut out his eye and stabbed him repeatedly. Didn't anyone inspect the corpse? It was all just an unfortunate accident. What happens if I try to romance? I bet you like being on top. Tori's eyes narrowed. I got it. Yep. Threw you right off guard. Boom. What do you mean? I think you know what I mean. Tori involuntarily moves closer to Hazel, as if she's somehow intrigued by the words coming from Hazel's mouth, despite the disgusting facade she's been trying to maintain. You know what you want, strong and determined. People admire you. Perhaps they're even scared of you. I saw the look in the eyes of those guards. And what about you, little bird? Are you scared of me? Scared? No, but you do make me shiver. 65! Tori bites her lip but doesn't reply to Hazel's advances. Instead, she resumes as if this particular exchange had never happened. What I am trying to say is that if I wanted to torture you to death, I could, and nobody would have anything to say about it. But that would be a pity, wouldn't it? To inflict physical pain on a fine young lady such as yourself. Yes, that would be bad. It would go against Irijo's teachings. Haha, poor Hazel. You thought it was a good idea to bring up Tori's religious beliefs. I'm afraid you've forgotten something rather important, though. These religious types are all a bit crazy. They have this way of twisting and ignoring parts of their beliefs in order to justify doing whatever they want. The sad part is that most of the time they actually think they are righteous. I wonder what their gods actually think of them. Silence! Dice gets slapped to the face. Yet, Tori backhands Hazel across the face. It isn't a strong slap though. Hazel is sure that Tori restrained herself from using her full strength. It was like Tori was trying to scold a little girl rather than do any actual harm. You witches don't believe in any god. You shouldn't even be allowed to say her name. I, for one, will not allow you to speak like that. Oh god. Yeah, as much as Tori tries to hold back her strength, the next slap makes Hazel's lower lip bleed a little. A small trickle of blood slowly starts to make its way down to her chin. She better not be a vampire. I swear to god if Tori's a vampire. That'd be a mind blow, wouldn't it? You got this paladin, she's just like a vampire. Tori moves closer and uses her thumb to clean away the blood. Upon contact, Hazel winces for a second, unsure about Tori's intentions in response. Tori uses her other hand to firmly grab Hazel's shoulder as if to reassure her. It only lasts for a second, but in that second their eyes meet, and Hazel's heart starts beating faster than ever before. Was it fear, adrenaline, or something else entirely? Tori moves away and starts walking around the room. Hazel realizes in that moment that, shit! In that moment what? In that moment what? Oh no. Shit, no, I skipped it. Wait, what's this? No, it's... Can I go back? What did she realize in that moment? Shit. She realized in that moment how TotalGamerJunkie was a bloody dickhead and just skipped a line of dialogue. That's what she realized. No, Hazel. Don't be stupid. You're a witch. You can barely even use a dagger. You saw how easily Tori dropped Sasha, and she is a deadly assassin. Do you really think you'd fare any better? As if she can actually hear me, Hazel abandons the idea. Knowing Tori, this was probably some kind of test. Alright, so she placed down a knife to see if Hazel was going to get it. Who knows? Maybe Tori was hoping that Hazel would actually try to assault her, that she could justify inflicting more pain later. Tori was a twisted one. Hazel was sure of that. Good, you're finally starting to think in a lucid way. It's simple, Hazel. You tell me what I want to know, and I'll see what I can do to help you. No promises, of course. You are a criminal wanted by the Council of Grimoire. What? So I should tell you everything I know in exchange for the hope that you'll put in a good word for me? That's it? So, you do know something after all. I'll never talk! What? Yesterday, you were pretty adamant that you knew nothing, but just now you admitted that you do actually know something. This isn't just a gorgeous, muscular lady, Hazel. She's smart, too. I wouldn't be surprised if she's just flirting with you to distract you and take advantage of the situation. I don't know what you did. The reports are pretty vague, but you have been spotted several times in the company of other known witches, and those witches have been responsible for countless deaths and other similarly terrible acts. But I've never done anything like that. Silence. Even if you've never committed any of those acts yourself, you were with them. That makes you as guilty as the others. You could have stopped them or left. There were alternatives to allying yourselves with those witches. The only way I can help you is if you admit your crimes. So go on, tell me something useful. Let's get this over with so you can avoid torture and I can go back. Go back? Where? Is someone special waiting for you? To my order, of course. And no one special is waiting for me. Tori was laying down her cards one by one, but Hazel was no longer sure what her plan was anymore. Could Tori actually feel anything? Or was this all some convoluted way of gaining her trust and getting her to talk? I just want to check, does romance always increase it, or... No, that's not gonna work. Maybe I could be that special someone then. Ahaha, you must be insane. You are my prisoner, nothing more. Is that so? Then... Hazel changes her voice to a low purr. Do you want to slap me again? Romance does increase it. Ha! Yes, look at her, floor of her own game again, yes! Take that, Paladin Tori. F you. Tori stops short and loses her composure upon hearing this suggestion in Hazel's voice. This time, you could lap up the blood with your with your tongue, and maybe then I'll let out the sweetest moan you've ever heard. She's fucking speechless. Look at that. She's like, we got her. Enough. Tori's face, is completely flushed, and it's clear as day that she's all worked up. Hazel knows a thing or two about seduction. You could lick me with Jesus. You could lick me wherever you wanted. I am your prisoner after all. You could do anything you wanted with me, couldn't you? Guards! What? Put the prisoner in the hole. We'll see if she still thinks she's funny after a few days down there. The hole? What is that? It doesn't sound like a nice place to be. You're right about that, Hazel. The hole is exactly what it sounds like. A hole, dug like a well inside that prison. You can barely move in it. The very act of breathing is hard, and there's no light at all the whole time you're there. I might have enjoyed the place myself, but I'm not a human. For your kind, it's an excruciating punishment. A few days down there would break just about anyone. When Hazel was finally brought back to her former cage, Sasha stirs from her slumber. Hazel, it's you. Oh my god, I thought they killed you. How do you feel? What happened? Let's say that it could have gone better. Hazel briefly explains what happened, but is careful not to go into too much detail. She mentions that Tori lost her patience and decided to punish her by throwing her in the hole. That Tori, maybe she's not much better than the witch hunters after all, huh? I don't know. There's something strange about her. I don't know what it is yet, though. Hazel, are you awake? Yes. It is still early in the morning, but neither of the young women feel like going back to sleep. They expect Tori to barge in again at any moment, just like the day before, so trying to get some more rest seems pointless right now. Thus, Sasha chooses to spend the time making conversation. So, do you maybe want to tell me what really happened with Tori? I mean, you were pretty vague on the details about what happened between the two of you. That's because there's really not much to say. I didn't talk and she got angry. That's it. Okay. But did you at least try to study her or something? Get some kind of clue about her that might help us down the line? Something that could help us, like what? What's going to help us right now? My magic isn't working, and even when you had a weapon, she beat you without breaking a sweat. Trust me, there's no way out of here. There is. It's her. If I wasn't sure that you didn't have access to alcohol right now, I think you were drunk. I'm not crazy. Just listen for a second, alright? We need to befriend her, gain her trust. She is difficult, like you said, I mean, she actually covered for me after I killed that guard. That is true. That definitely surprised me. Tori doesn't play by the rules. She makes her own. And somehow, despite that, she seems to have full support from Grimoire. Do you understand what that means? As long as we can convince her to help us, we've won. Hazel shakes her head at the thought. While she can appreciate Sasha's enthusiasm, she has her doubts. Alright, let's theoretically say I'm in. What are we trying to convince her of? And please don't say our innocence. She won't believe that. Well, duh. I'm not that delusional. I know Tori isn't stupid. I really do think she can be persuaded, though. And hey, as long as I'm not getting executed or spending the rest of my life locked up down here, I'll be happy with whatever we can get out of her. I'd be a little pickier than that if I were you. But I get the sentiment. Some form of victory would be nice. Yes, victory. As long as we can get out of this place, we'll eventually find our way to freedom. The world outside is ripe with opportunity for us to take. I might be able to use my magic again on the outside. If I could do that, then if I could do that, then they'd see who they were dealing with. Good. That's the spirit, Hazel. I can see the fire in your eyes. We just need to get out of this place alive. I know this won't be easy with all these annoyingly solid stone walls, that tiny window up there where no one can actually reach it, and the tall, strong paladin standing in our way. Turning the conversation back towards Tori, I see. Does somebody have a little crush? No way, that's... Hey, I'm not judging. Tori's pretty gorgeous. I'm sure below all that shiny armor she's wearing are some firm muscles. I've always loved muscular women, and men too, of course. Hazel fixates on the fact that Sasha admitted to liking women for remembering to be outraged. Sasha, look, all I meant was that... Come on, Hazel, it's pretty obvious that you like women. I'd have to be blind to not notice the way you look at me and Tori. Enough already. Sasha runs her fingers along the hem of her clothes, curls them under, and lifts, attracting Hazel's attention immediately. She doesn't raise her clothes high enough for Hazel to get a peek at anything, though. Just kidding. Hazel groans and covers her face. Why are you doing this to me? I'm going to entertain myself in this place somehow. But seriously, Hazel, you like women, so what? I do too. And our paladin friend, she's definitely founded an order of lesbians, I'm telling you. What is... They worship at the vagina temple and spend all day praying with... Ouch. Hazel had thrown her bowl at Sasha's face to keep her from saying anything else. It was a little too late, however, as Tori had clearly overheard the problematic part of what Sasha had said. Uh-oh. Sasha's eyes widen as Tori appears in front of her cage. Oh, shit! You really believe what you just said? No, not at all. I was just kidding. Hazel looked a little down. I thought a bit of humor might lighten up the mood. You knew I was joking, right, Hazel? Shut up. Hazel looked at Sasha with a worried expression on her face and then shifts her attention to Tori. The paladin waves over two guards who come down the stairs and stand at her side. Open the cage. And again, these guards obey without a word. She's really put them in line. Commanding people seems to be second nature to her. Perhaps you can be the first one to show her how fickle power can be. Hazel, I'll be rooting for you to get your chance. But please, don't hurt me. Last time I had a headache for hours. And yet you dared say those lewd things about me and my order? Tori steps over to Sasha and puts her hands on her throat. She then lifts the assassin into the air with the same hand. Sasha isn't heavy, but it's quite a feat of strength. I'm sorry. Please. Tears are flowing from Sasha's eyes, and Hazel panics, unsure what to do. She could try saying something, but would that make the situation worse? Oh, you know, I'm just gonna stop it right here. We'll just save it here. From what I read so far, it's pretty good. I'm liking it. It's got some nice humor to it. So anyways, that's the end of this first walkthrough. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.